We have the deck profile with the recent top 8 player, Deep Patel. Deep, you want to introduce yourself to the camera?
Yeah, hi, my name is Deep. I've been playing Dragon Ball Z, starting the new game, Fusion World, when it came out. Been loving the game.
Okay, cool. So tell us about this Frieza deck list that you have going on here.
Yeah, so currently, like, green is a really good color because it has a lot of good staple cards, but I think Frieza, in terms of being aggro, is, like, one of the best leaders. Honestly, like, the draw one is perfect for yellow because you want to recur, like, some card advantage in the early game, and then when you flip it, like, it's just amazing, like, getting back 2 cards every turn, not having to worry about defending them. As an aggro matchup, if you don't have to pitch cards from your hand to defend your monsters, it's really big, because you can keep the aggro going and take life for free. So that's my goal with this deck. I'll show you the deck. I play 4 Zarbon. This card is actually really amazing in this deck, and it's something that I mulligan for, because it gets you to your Self-Awakeners, and it gets you to your end game, which is a double strike. Almost every game I try to set up the same way, where I take enough life and get awakened, and like control the board state to where I can drop the 5-drop and have 1 or 2 of them in my hand, and then go for the kill that way. Almost every game goes like that. Other 1-drops that I play is Sorbet, just a cantrip, just draws you a card. Good to combo off early game. Then Ginyu. I think this is another really good 1-drop, especially in this format where green doesn't have enough removal early game. So if you can get, like, in the green matchup, if you summon this, it's almost as good or better than summoning a Zarbon, because they'll just stay there the whole game until they drop a 7-drop or something, and as long as you restand it with leader effect, there's no way for them to get rid of it, and they almost never do. So it's really good. Even when they drop a 6-drop android most of the time, they want to kill the big beaters that are swinging at them, so they'll never hit this, which is amazing. And then the last 1-drop I have is the 1-drop Frieza. Mostly for the name, because it has Frieza in its name, but the utility of summoning it and tapping a card is really good. I use it a lot on my 6 Dawn turn to tap something that shouldn't be tapped, and then Frieza with Frieza, the 5-drop double strike. Also, late game when you're going for game, this card is actually much more important than people think. So a lot of the times when you go for late game, you can summon this, draw a card, combo off the 2 cards. But this card is just as good, because if they have something untapped, you could summon it. It's a 10k combo, and you've gotten rid of a combo on their side. So it's like almost as good as a super combo late game when you summon him and use it to combo off. That's all for the 1-drops. For the 2-drops, I play Ginyu. When you're going to see the rest of the cards, you're going to see that I don't play the Searcher for Ginyu, or the guy that's 3-drop that can summon the Ginyu from your hand. Those cards are too leaning towards the Ginyu deck. I feel like this card on its own, standalone, is good enough. You don't need those other cards, because those cards only facilitate this card, and you're not always going to have this card. So I don't want any cards in my deck to be dead, and this card's always live. Talking about 2-drops, I think this is the best Self-Awakener in the game. A lot of people don't know how to use this card and lose right away by not knowing how to use it. Most of the time I summon this card on 2-drop and I never attack with it, and it's because I don't want my opponent to attack into it. I want my opponent to attack into my leader, and then once they do that, the next turn, as long as you have another Self-Awakener, this will awaken you right after. So it's really good. Really like it. 2 Zarbons. Just another Self-Awakener. This has 5k combo. I play 4 of the Knees, which is another Self-Awakener, but it has 10k combo. I play more of this card, obviously, because 10k compared to 5k. The only difference is this doesn't have the Frieza's Army tag. This has it, this doesn't. I still think 10k is better to have than the 5k, so I play it. And then the other big difference is this, you can choose to take the life, and this you have to take life. Most of the time, even when I summon these guys late game, I always take my life unless I'm at 1 life, and it's because you get to see that extra card when you're going for game, and it's really important. So not only do these 4 or these 6 come up early game, but they come up late game too, because you'll summon a 10k combo, you'll take 1 of your life, so you get additional combo power when swinging for game. So yeah, these are my 2-drops, and then the last one is kind of like, I guess, special to my deck. A lot of people are not on this yet. This card single-handedly, when you don't have another double strike, or they've gotten rid of your double strike, or are about to drop Broly or Gohan or whatever, this card just answers the whole board state on its own. They can't drop a 6-drop android, because if they try to swing into it, you can block with it. Like, they can't drop a Broly, because as soon as you attack with it, this can block and then rest it again. Honestly, this card is actually amazing. It has the Frieza's Army's tag, and it has 10k combo. The only matchups this card I could see being bad against is Mirror Match, depending on if they have the 2-drop Frieza to tap it, and Beerus, because they can just use leader effect to kill it. Because it's game mechanics, so it doesn't get its effect after. But yeah, really good card. Then I play a bunch of cards that have the Frieza name in it. So I play the 3-drop Frieza and then the 5-drop Mecha Frieza. I really play this card just for the name and the 10k combo. I'm never going to summon this card. I don't think it's a good card to summon, even if you have the King Cold in your hand. That's just like a dead play. The reason why I chose this instead of the 2-drop Frieza is because this card in your hand puts some sort of presence in your opponent's mind, thinking that you might drop this with King Cold. Because I'm never going to drop these cards, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, these are just here for the name Frieza, so your Zarbon has enough targets in deck. And never to summon them. They're 10k combos, basically. Yeah. Okay, and then the last combo card in my deck is the Super Combo. I use this card a lot differently than other people do. So for example, like if someone's swinging into me, I don't look at this card as like a 20k combo. I look at this card as saving all of my other combos in my hand to attack back into. This card's only really good when you're defending, right? And so when you defend, I only defend my monsters. So no matter how high they attack, I'm only dropping 10k combo. And on the swing back, I'm keeping all the others. So that's why I just use it defensively on my monsters to protect my monsters and don't use it at life ever. I honestly take every life hit that someone hits me until 1 life. And then there's 6 cards. So as you can see, I've showed you 44 cards so far, and they're all combos. And if I remember correctly, there's 22 or 24 cards in the deck that are 10k combos, which is the most in any deck across the whole meta. And all your powerful cards are 5k combos, so having 44 combos in your deck makes your deck so consistent when you're going for a game. It's actually unreal. I always swing with Frieza, and my last swing is always like 160k, 170k. That's always a consistent swing for me last swing, which is amazing because it's so hard to counter out. The 6 cards that I play that are non-combos are 2 Coolers. I play this card because actually, before I wasn't even playing this card, I was playing more 10Ks, but because yellow is getting much more popular, this card is really good into the mirror match. This card, actually, like if you swing with it, tap their 2 cost, kill it, restand it, that means it's going to block another 2 attacks because they have another 2 cost that you can kill anyway. So they have to play funny around it, and I really like that about this card. I don't summon it in every matchup. Most of the time, it's only against mirror match and Cooler. And then I play, in my personal opinion, the best card in the game. It has Frieza in its name tag. It's searchable from the 1-drop, which is actually really amazing. And honestly, against Broly, people say that yellow has a bad matchup against Broly, and that's why yellow's not good. But I leave Broly at 5 life. I swing with him because Broly's 15, right, at 5. You swing at Broly with this 35, and that means they have to either pitch a super combo and another card, or they have to pitch 3 cards. And most of the time when you drop this, they don't have like Dawn up to, or like energy up to like use a Meteor. So like you literally just put them down to 3 life. Then if they want to awaken, they go down to 2 life. So you actually, by double striking Broly at 5, put them down to essentially 2 life. At which point they have to remove this card, and if they don't, actually, two ways can go. They summon a Broly and leave no energy up to get rid of this card, or they don't summon Broly and you have another one in your hand and to attack with anyway. So this card is actually just insanely broken. Yeah, it's my game ender. Like I don't need to summon any King Cold, no Frieza 5-drop. This is it. And yeah, that's the deck.
Very cool. So what are you hoping for it comes to yellow with the set that's coming out next month that you might add into this deck? Or not next month, it was set 2 when it comes out, that you could add to this deck to make it just a little bit more spicy?
Yeah, so to be honest, the deck has room for, like most of the deck is consistent, right? A lot of these things like you can't take out. Like your 1-drop searchers, like some of your self-awakeners, because you should play about 10 to 12 of them. I play 10. And then like your finishers and your super combos, like these things you have to play. There's only a certain amount of cards in your deck that are like flex, and I would say these 8 are kind of the spots that you can move around, and even these ones, I would say 12. Everything else is like kind of mandatory. Honestly, what I would like to see from the next set is like 6 cards coming out that have Frieza in their name and that have actual utility instead of these 6. Because right now these 6 are just blank cards that are 10k combos. I get it that the game is pretty new right now, so it's very hard to have cards, that fit different playstyles. But for example, Kui is a 10k combo, but it has really good utility into the meta. I just want something with Frieza's name on it in the card, and that can be used. That's a 10k. Yeah, and then in this deck, it's very hard to fill out the 4-drop spot because there's only 2 cards that you have. It's Cooler or King Cold, the starter deck one, and those two aren't the best into all matchups. So if they can if they can get me like a 5k combo blocker or something like that, or attacker at 4 cost that has a decent effect, I would take that as well. The leader that's coming out, Vegeta, I'm not too thrilled about because the game has such a small card pool right now to use a leader like that. I know that leader will be good in the future, but it's really hard to use the ability of that Vegeta. But I'm hoping that energy has a lot more to do with yellow later on when there's more cards in the pool than right now. But right now, it's not that important. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
All right. Well, we appreciate the deck profile and the continued improvement of the game.